Hey guys, welcome to this session. This session is on a storyboard, and we will talk about what is a storyboard and what are its advantages, and what are the ways to use a storyboard, and how we can use Xcode to use UI by by using storyboard. So Storyboard is an exciting feature that was introduced first in iOS 5, and it was introduced to allow to prototype to allow to creating prototypes and designing multiple view controllers views on a single file. And it was uh, it was introduced to reduce the development interface time. And before the storyboard, xib were used, and xibs are created for each component. Suppose if I need to use UI table view cell, then we need to create an xib for it. And if I want to use table view, then we need an xib for it. So we can have, so we will be having different xibs for different components, and it's very difficult to manage or manage all xibs. So storyboard help us to manage all those things. Now in the storyboard, we are creating a scenes multiple scenes, and these multiple scenes are actually view controllers. Here you can see on my screen that the whole thing is an storyboard, and here you can see that on the storyboard we have a different view controllers. And so we can start with an advantages that with the single storyboard you can have multiple view controllers, and multiple view controllers can have multiple UI components stuffed. And we can see that the conceptual layout or the flow layout of an app easily, and it easily to manage. We can move controllers from the storyboard by simply dragging or by simply clicking on the storyboard. And the second thing is the transition part. The transition is very easy in the storyboard, and this transition is called segue. By using a segue, we can transit from one controller to another controller. So it's very easy if you want to move from one controller to, or want to navigate from one page to another page. We need not to write the whole code in the app. It's by simply drag and drop option, we can do that by using storyboard. And if we see the amount of code earlier we need to write, then here you can see that I discussed that for transition we have segue on the storyboard, which allow us to connect to controllers. Similarly, there are several features, several things that are available with the storyboard. We need not to write it whole. Suppose if we want to add in a table view, then we need to just drag a table view and drop on that, and we not to write anything else. For the table view, we can add auto layouts, we can add and anything to the table view. So this is what this is are the advantages of the storyboard. Now we will see that how it looks in the Xcode, and how we can use it. So first we will so create an Xcode project. Okay, open this. Yeah, so we have created a demo project here for in storyboard. You can see in the project directory that there is a storyboard main.storyboard. This is the storyboard on which we are going to work. And the screenshot I have shown you earlier, this screenshot, you can see that there are multiple view controllers in it. So here you can see the area. This area is an storyboard, and in this storyboard we are having a single view controller. And in document outline you can see the components in the view controller. At the upper layer there is a view, you can see here. If you want to add anything on the view controller, then you need to drag items from the object library. Suppose if you want to add a button, just click it here, just drag it and drop it. This is the simple thing, and the all components which are in the views or the controllers are being listed in the document outline. And the defaults, and one more thing, the default size of view controller is 4.7. You can change its size as per your screen. So you can see the simulated sizes. If you want to increase it, just change it to freeform, and you can change the height and the width of it, customize its height. And the second thing you can see here, this is the initial view controller, the marking initial view controller. If you don't want, if you suppose if you have more than one view controller, if you have more view controllers, then you have to start from the single view controller. For this you have to mark is initial view controller, check mark. From this option you can change, you can have different ranges of your screen, of your scene, and this range starts from 12.9 and to 3.5 inch. So, and you can also change its orientation, landscape and portrait. You and by default the auto layout get by default Xcode enable the auto layouts and the size classes for the storyboards or the controllers. And you can also change the screen size, like if you want to minimize it you can do that, and if you want to add it then you can. So this is what the storyboard is. In the next video we will see that how we can add more view controllers to the storyboard, and how we can navigate from one controller to another controller, and how we can create IB outlets or IB actions, how we can connect view controller to the storyboards. So that's it for this session.